first time the man took a train to the big city, he was sweating like crazy but wouldn't unbutton his shirt. Didn't want to embarrass his son. His son's future in-laws were sitting right behind him. He was afraid they'd see his shabby undershirt. When they got to the new apartment the young couple bought, the future mother-in-law found out it was just a down payment, not full price. Her face changed immediately. She'd never been happy about this marriage. The foster dad went from nervous to scared. He grabbed his son and swore he'd help him buy that apartment no matter what. But once they walked inside, the future mother-in-law complained the study was too small, then said the bedroom didn't get enough light. Nothing was good enough for her daughter. She stormed off in a huff. While the foster dad was still worried about the apartment, his son took him to rest in a fancy hotel room. The room was so big it made him uncomfortable. He insisted on switching to a cheap little inn. His son had done well for himself, but he wasn't about to get used to luxury. Only when his son said his girlfriend booked it and it couldn't be refunded did he finally give in. Then he pulled a bank book from his pocket, his entire life savings. His son's heart ached. He gently refused. Later, the foster dad went to the in-laws' room. He promised to do everything he could to make their daughter happy. He spoke with deep gratitude about the foster parents who raised his son. He told them how his son only found out in school that his monthly allowance was actually the highest in the class. The future father-in-law was impressed. Even the mother-in-law softened a bit. She admitted it wasn't really about the apartment. They were upset because the wedding was days away and they still hadn't met the boy's mother. It felt disrespectful. The young man apologized on his mom's behalf and promised she'd be there soon. After smoothing things over with his girlfriend's family, he went back to his foster dad's room. It was hot and stuffy inside. His dad was nowhere to be seen. He called him and found him lying on the floor. "Dad, why are you on the floor? It's cooler down here." The son offered to turn on the AC. His dad said it'd waste electricity. Seeing his dad soaked in sweat, the son's heart broke. He pulled him into the bathroom to shower. Then his foster dad worried his presence might make the in-laws uncomfortable. He pulled his son aside. He said maybe they should pretend they weren't related. Told him to just focus on his new family after the wedding. Don't worry about home. The son just smiled, helpless but touched. He handed his dad new clothes he'd bought for him. His dad said not to fuss. He had a wedding to prepare for. He didn't want to be a bother. The next day, the son took his foster dad out to try food he'd never had before. Before they even started eating, the dad jumped up to pay the bill. The future father-in-law rushed to pay too. They ended up in a loud tug-of-war over the check. People at nearby tables started watching. Finally, the future mother-in-law yelled for them to sit down and eat. The foster dad leaned in quietly and asked his son, "Did I embarrass you in front of them?" His voice was full of shame and fear of ruining things for his son. The night before the wedding, the birth mother finally showed up. She was dressed sharp, but underneath was a painful truth. She hadn't kept her promise to help buy the apartment. Instead, she handed the bride-to-be a gold bracelet, a little something to make up for it. The future mother-in-law shot her cold looks the whole time, not just because she'd been absent from her son's life, but because everyone could see through her fake front.